Thanks for joining us. We're so glad to have you here with us today. It's 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern, and that is 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific, and there's a bunch of other time zones in the middle and on the sides. Welcome, all of you. I'm so glad you're here with us. This is our business overview presentation on Mondays, and we're glad to have you join us for this. This is something we do as a team every Monday evening, and today you've been invited to be with us. So I'm going to be here to share some other words with you in a few minutes. I'm going to step out of the way here in a moment, but I just want to give you a little bit of housekeeping as we get launched here, give everybody a chance to get logged in. I want to let you know that the settings are such in this Zoom that you're not going to be able to unmute. And we did that just because we're expecting a lot of people and want to keep the distractions to a minimum. Equally, same for video. We've got it set up so you can't turn on video unless you're one of our speakers at the event today. But the chat is open. And what we'd love to have you do, and as you're seeing some people already doing it, is let us know where you're joining us from in the chat. And that's also a great way to communicate generally. But as I'm starting us off today, I'll just let you know that I make my home in the suburbs of Boston, Massachusetts, what we call Metro West here, what the fancy people call BMW or Boston Metro West, which I think is just absolutely ridiculous. But that's what some folks call it. All you need to know if you're a baseball fan is it's about 18 minutes west of Fenway Park. As a matter of fact, on a clear night, you can almost hear a stadium full of Red Sox fans cheering into the night. So you didn't come here for a weather report or a geography lesson, but I'm excited that you're here. And we're going to have a great presentation, and we're going to respect your time. So I'm going to step out of the way here. I'm going to be back with some other comments in a few minutes, but let me introduce my co-host for our presentation today, Miss Sonora Danzler. She makes her home in Colorado Springs, Colorado. She's also one of our company's regional managers, taking a responsibility for helping people win in this business in her area of the country. She might share some of her story as well, but I just want you to know that this is somebody you're going to be hearing from. Sonora Danzler, someone that knows 100% of the information, knows exactly how to make the big money in this business, loves helping people, and sure loves to have fun. I think you're going to get a feeling from that as soon as she starts talking. So without any further ado, let me turn it over to you, Miss Sonora Danzler. Take it away.
Hey, everyone. And thank you so much, Mr. Tanner, for that introduction. I really appreciate it. And I definitely want to say hello, everyone, and welcome. As you just heard, my name is Sonora Danzler. Yes, I am in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Mr. Tanner just mentioned a couple of things that I do while I am here. In the Colorado Springs area, I do a few different events here and everything else, but I'm sure you don't want to hear a whole lot about me, but I'm just going to tell you just a little bit anyway. So I was sitting in the same seats that you guys are sitting right now. Someone invited me to hear this information, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll come take a listen and see what's going on. And I wish they would have shared the information with me like years ago, definitely years ago. But you know what? Hey, let's just go ahead and get right into it right now. So I'm going to go ahead and get my screen share up right here. And then you can give me some thumbs up to let me know that we are right there. All right, perfect. So again, welcome to your opportunity and your freedom. So as it says right there, it's an opportunity and it's freedom. But there's just so much going on right now, so much going on in the world. And just to share with you quickly a little bit about myself, because again, we do want to respect your time, so I don't want to take up too much of it, but I came from corporate America. I was working 70, 80 hours a week and missing all the important stuff that was really important to me. So like my husband, my kids, my family life, my sports, my religion, all of those things that were really important to me. And I got a chance to take a look at this opportunity. I'm so glad that I did. And I said to myself, you know what? I can probably do this in my super duper busy lifestyle. And you know what? It'll probably fit in with me. But just a quick question to ask everybody right now. And I'm sure you guys already know that the world is just changed. It's just completely changed. And we're in what we called like a work from anywhere type of resolution. As I just mentioned before, I didn't have a lot of time, and a lot of you don't have time. You want to have more time, more flexibility. You want to have independence. You don't want to have to ask somebody, when can you go to the bathroom? Or, when can you take a lunch? Or can you hang out with your family? Or can you take some time off and spend with your kids, or maybe with your parents or something like that? And you definitely, definitely want to have some additional income opportunity. Why not? In these certain times, doesn't it make sense to have like a backup plan, to have like a plan A, a plan B? Hey, you might even want to have a plan C through Z. Well, you think about things right now, and you say to yourself, and you think about the different forms of income that's out there. Well, a few of these right here that you see on the screen, you're probably used to. So the first one, linear income, that's trading time for money. So you work a certain amount of hours, you get paid for the hours that you work, and that's pretty much it. The second one, leverage income, that's where you're working with a team. You're probably more familiar with that as far as like realtors and brokers. The realtors, they sell property, and the brokerage, they get a little percentage of that information. And then residual income. Oh my God, residual income. God, I love residual income. And in case you're not familiar what residual income is, it's when you do something one time and you continue to get paid over and over for it. So something that you're probably familiar with might be like authors. They write books, you buy books, you listen to their books on Audible, they get paid for it. And like a musical artist, they write a song, they put it out, you go to the record store. Yeah, you probably don't know what that is, but Spotify, yeah. You know about Spotify, and you listen to it, and that artist gets paid for it. So other information that you definitely want to consider and think about too is that the different 5 areas when you're evaluating, when you're taking a look at something like you're looking at today. So number one, you want to make sure that the company that you're looking at is rock solid, that it's been around. It's not a startup by day and gone by night. You want something that's been there in the marketplace, that they have a great product, that they have great services. And of course, you want to make sure that the compensation is right. It's the right thing for you. You're going to be compensated for the work that you're putting in and the work that you're doing. And also important, is the timing right? Well, I'm here to tell you that the timing is right. And this time is now your time. It is your time. As you can see right here on the screen, there's a picture of our founder, which is Harlan Stonecipher. Here's our founder here. And then right beside it is, well, it's an automobile wreck. So let me tell you just quickly about that. And this is actually how our company started, by literally accident. So Mr. Stonecipher was driving down a rural road in Ada, Oklahoma, and he got hit by this lady. Now, she got all the traffic violations because it was all of her fault. And Mr. Stonecipher had everything that he needed to have for himself. So he had automobile insurance to protect his car and have it repaired and whatever needed to be done. He also had medical insurance to cover him as he was in the hospital and recovering. And then he also had life insurance just in case something would have happened, but he actually did survive this. But through all of that, the lady that hit him decided she was going to sue him. Yes, that's exactly what I said. And it was all her fault. So Mr. Stonecipher found himself in a suing where he was being sued, and he felt that that was just not fair. So that is how our company was born, from this accident right here. He decided, hey, I don't feel that it's right. Everyone needs to have the access to equal access to justice. As I mentioned before, we are a company that's been around since 1972. We have thus far protected over 4.4 million lives in the US and in Canada. And our vision is simple. It's to provide equal access to justice, equality, and liberty and opportunity that every single human deserves. We have been featured in CNBC, Yahoo Finance, Bloomberg, as well as in our Forbes as well too. So What I want you to think about when you think about Legal Shield is disruptive innovation. But right now, you probably didn't know that there's already different types of other companies out there that has that disruptive innovation. So when it comes to what about shopping at a mall? Well, probably a few of you don't even know what I'm talking about, but I bet you know about Amazon. You pick up your phone, you order something, it's there the next day, the same day. Well, what about music? Spotify, YouTube Music? These two companies right here made things simple and easier. Well, what about Uber and Lyft? All you got to do is you put it in your information into your phone, and then somebody's able to pick you up versus trying to haul down a taxi cab or a cab. And you probably don't know what that is either, but never mind. Let's talk about the justice system. And that's exactly where we come in. Legal Shield right here, as you can see, we have an app, and all you have to do is tap your app. If you have access to your phone, you have access to your firm. And how is that, you ask? By collective buying power, or as we would call by subscription based information. So, have you ever, quick question for you, ever thought about revising your will? Have you ever been treated unfairly or even said, hey, let me talk to your manager, let me talk to your supervisor? Have you or someone you know ever been a victim of an identity theft or even a breach? Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you can think right now, you know what, that probably did happen to me. What about on your social media? Has that something that's occurred to you where now you're sending out information to tell people, hey, that was not me, don't reply to that? What about receiving some type of a traffic violation or a loss of a security deposit or some type of issue with an insurance claim? Those are just a couple of things right there. Or maybe even you or yourself, you're taking care of your elderly parents, or maybe you're becoming a legal guardian for grandchildren or nieces or nephews. Well, when we think about that information right there, most of us would think of it as like a stressful event. That is a type of situation that if we were handling it on our own, it could definitely be confusing because the legal system can be expensive as well as confusing. But reality says that if we could have something where we could afford legal advice, we can make better decisions, and even better outcomes can happen to us when we're managing those few things that I just mentioned right there. So Legal Shield, that's where we come in right here. Our Legal Shield plan starts with preventative personal legal advice and guidance. It also is going to give you consultation anytime that you have a question, concern, an issue, anytime that your gut is saying, hey, something just doesn't seem right, or you're thinking in your head, that just doesn't make sense to me. Or maybe it's keeping you up at night. So what do you have to do? As I said before, you just tap your app, and then there is no stressing, no more finger crossing, no more guessing, no more Google searching, and no more sleepless nights. So as you see right here on the screen, there's other things that our services can help you with a will, with a living will, healthcare power of attorney, as well as your financial power of attorney as well. We can help you with civil trial defenses, as well as tax audit. And things happen not during the 9 to 5 time when things are open and available. Things happen all the time. So you're also going to get 24/7, 365 emergency access protection. Again, you just tap the app and you'll have access to call into your law firm and ask them what it is that you should do. We also help with family domestic services, which includes divorce, adoption, separation, name change, as well as uncontested divorce. And that's available to you after 90 days of starting your services. Anything that I possibly have mentioned or have not mentioned thus far, don't worry about it. We can also take care of that. And then you're going to get a 25% preferred members discount. How much is it that you cost? Less than $1 a day. As you see right there on the screen, $29.95 per month, about $1 a day. But guess what? It's even better than that. If you have a small business, we have plans for you as well. Business plans are also available. So you want to know who's covered? If it's an individual, it's you, the member. If you have a family, it's going to be you, your spouse or domestic partner, never married, dependent children under the age of 26 living at home, or a full-time student away at college. In our situation, our daughter is away at college and it's covering her as well. It's also going to cover your dependent children that's under the age of 18 to whom the member is the legal guardian, or any physical or mental disabled children that are still living at home. Now, I would like to talk to you about our second flagship product, which is ID Shield. And it's exactly as it says. It monitors all the things that are important to you. Things like your passport, your driver's license, your social security number, email, dark web information, as well as social media on just about all of those platforms. So LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and so much more. Again, it's going to monitor all the things that matter most to you. And the best part about our services that you're probably not going to get, or definitely not going to get with those other people, is you're going to get comprehensive restoration. What do I mean by that? So when and if your services are compromised, not only are we going to help and assist you by monitoring you about that information, you're going to be assigned a licensed private investigator to do whatever it takes, for as long as it takes, to restore your identity back to its pre-theft status. But that is not all. With our Trend Micro Maxwell Security and our Proxy One and password management, it's going to give you the ability to protect the things and give you that preventative coverage as well. You know how when you're going to the airport or at a coffee station that you're using that free Wi-Fi? Well, that's exactly where all the crooks want to take your information and use it. So with our services right there, you've got that arm protection to help and protect you. When you have both of our services, our Legal Shield as well as our ID Shield, you're going to get the credit counseling and education as well as privacy management. So it's going to help you to set things up the way that you want them to be so that they can be better and improved. How much is that going to cost you? Well, if you're an individual, it's simple as only $19.95 per month, but a family coverage, $34.95 per month. You see it right there on the screen. So who's covered? Individually, it's the member. Family, again, it's going to protect the member and the member's spouse or domestic partner, up to 10 dependent children under the age of 18. But if you're like my husband and I, and you have 13 kids, well, you're just going to have to pick which ones are your favorite. It's also going to give consultation and restoration services for those dependent children that are between the ages of 18 and 16. Now, something else I definitely want to tell you guys about, and I'm extremely excited about, is our member perks. Well, what's member perks about? Well, it's over 400 vendors. Some of them are listed right here on your screen, where you can save on stuff that you normally spend money on. As an example, my husband and I, we actually traveled up to the Denver area for a bowling tournament, and we didn't want to drive back, and it's 3 hours round trip. So we decided to book a hotel stay up there, and it saved us 21%. That right there took care of a couple of months of my membership. I would definitely not be without my membership, as well as loving my member perks. So now I'm going to turn it over to my business partner, Mr. Jim Tanner, and he's going to share with you a little bit more information. Mr. Tanner.
Hey, well, thank you very much. Great presentation, and I'm going to leave that same slide up because I'll just say this about member perks. Amen to member perks. I just think it's so great. In our household, we every month save more money on things we were buying anyway. Disney Plus, our cell phone plans, travel, our gym memberships, clothing. We save more every month than the investment that we've made in our Legal Shield and ID Shield memberships. And we're here to talk about the opportunity, right? So Nora Danzler just did a phenomenal job talking to you about our company and our legacy of our company, our founder and our founder's DNA that permeates our company, and the services that we're changing communities with. But the reality is if the services are out of reach of the average person, then we're not really solving the problem. But the incredible thing about our pricing is that we're within reach of almost every family. And then with member perks, we close that gap even further. So when you're looking at this as an opportunity, you have to say, we just made a no-brainer times 100. And I'll just tell you a quick story, because I just want to share with you the power of this opportunity and probably why you were invited here today. But I just think back of the first time I got to use my membership. Now, this was long before smartphones. I was actually 19 years old when I got my Legal Shield membership. A man came into where I worked. He said, "Hey, I'd like to show you this. It'll only take a few minutes. You may or may not be interested." I said, "Sure, come on in." It was my lunch break. I was happy to have someone to talk to while I ate a sandwich. And in the few minutes that he had with me while I was eating my lunch, he showed me Legal Shield and my life was changed. And I remember thinking, if he says a price I can afford, I am definitely getting this. And of course, that's what happened. And I'll just share with you this as I move into the opportunity. Now that you've seen that Legal Shield exists, you can't unsee that. And although I signed up for it because it just flat out made sense and I had my own reasons, what I didn't foresee happening was less than 2 weeks later, when I was trying to move, having my landlord tell me that I wasn't getting my security deposit back. And I remember saying to myself, well, I just signed up for this Legal Shield membership. And the guy that signed me up said that I could call and get legal advice. So I called into the law firm to get legal advice. And they said, "Mr. Tanner," I was 19 years old. No one ever called me that. They treated me with incredible respect. And they said, "We understand what's going on and we're going to take care of this. You don't have to do anything. We'll take it from here as your attorneys." And here's what they did. They understood the urgency. Here was the urgency, Sonora and everybody. If my landlord kept that security deposit, my finances were so thin, so tight, that if he did that, I couldn't afford to move to my new apartment. And by the way, I didn't break a lease. I didn't damage the property. He just didn't think that I had any recourse. So when I talked to my attorneys, I told them the situation, hoping they would give me advice. They stepped in and they took care of everything. They overnighted a letter in a FedEx envelope to that landlord. They faxed a copy of it to me at my work so I could see it as well. But when he opened that envelope, and he read that I had an attorney and that they were demanding that he release that security deposit, he called me at work the second he opened that letter. And here's what he said. He said, "Jim, come and get this check. I don't want any problems from your lawyers." And that's when I knew at 19 years old what I really had signed up for. And see, I hadn't understood that in the moment when I signed up just how powerful this was. But I'm saying this to you because I'm going to talk to you about changing communities and changing our countries. And that's heavy stuff to talk about, but I want you to understand, I am now 47 and a half years old, and I have never lived in the economy as an adult and ever been pushed around or ever had to say, "Let me speak to your supervisor." I've never had to wonder what to do or who to call because I have Legal Shield. And when I joined the mission of this company 10 years after getting these services, 10 years after having told people about my results, 10 years after having saying to my mom and my grandparents and my friends and people at church, "Hey, listen, you need to know about this because this changes everything." 10 years after having seen this for the first time, I got involved in the business because I was able to see what I'm about to show you, which is our compensation plan. And this is when I realized that this would be a game changer for me because I already believed in the membership. So many of you today, you're discovering the membership. And as you discover the membership, as you get a plan, as you use your plan, as you get your will done and talk to your attorneys and have them right or wrong, have them be your voice and advocates in the community to make sure that other people know that you have your rights protected, you will have that switch. We call it having Legal Shield go from your head to your heart. And as that happens, I want you to know that there's an incredible compensation plan to reward you for helping other people discover that Legal Shield and ID Shield exist. And I just want you to see, I've got a few things highlighted on the screen. I'm going to go quickly for the sake of time. But as a new associate, let's say you're a new associate, you sign up a family for the plans that Sonora just shared with us, our Legal Shield and ID Shield plans, our family plans. By the way, you get to decide when you get promoted, which is what I love the best about our company. But let's say you're brand new, as a brand new associate, you just share this with someone, you're earning $70 when they sign up for the plans. And what does sign up mean? It means they probably went to your website, filled out a quick form, takes about 3 minutes, and got their coverage started. We get paid 7 days a week. We get paid every day, not the third, not the fifth, not every Friday or every other Friday, not the third blue moon, but every time money is due to us, it's dropped in our bank account. 7 days a week. We call that getting paid daily. So you do that. You share the fact that Legal Shield and ID Shield exists. You share your website link with somebody, they sign up for the services, and you're earning $70 from that sign up. That's powerful. And as I said, you get to decide when you get promoted. Now, I just want to stop right here for a second and show you there's 2 things circled. Number one, I circled the fact that you earn $70 just by telling somebody something that you would tell them anyway, now that you know it exists. But also you can start this business for only $49 in the month of August. Now I realize that we're more than halfway through the month of August and this is a promotional period, but that $49 is a massive shift in what's possible for you. It's not $49,000, it's not $4,900, it's not even $490. It's $49 to launch a business that you can operate from anywhere. By the way, that's lower than our administrative costs as a company to set up your direct deposit, to get you set up as an associate, to turn on your websites and other technology. I'll come back to that in a moment. But the point is that you joining the business is not a profit center for our company. You helping us expand our vision for the mission to bring this to every corner of every community is exactly why we're in business. So you start at the $70 rate, you can earn more by just protecting a few families. You can move up to the $90 plan, which is senior associate level. And by the way, if you do this, which is really just protecting 3 families, adding somebody to your team, if you do that in 20 days or less, the company will also pay you a $100 fast start bonus. So I hope you've noticed that starting your business, just by signing up one customer, you're in profit mode. And just by signing up a few customers, you get your first promotion. And by doing that in your first 20 days, you get your first bonus. Now, you might be thinking what I was thinking when I first got started, a $100 bonus isn't going to change my zip code, the cars I drive, or any of those other things. But what I'll suggest to you is that in our business, I've learned over the 19 and a half years I've been doing this, is how you do anything is how you do everything. See, we have bonuses that are $100,000 that you can capture over the course of a year. But the people that earn the $100 bonus and take that serious are the same people that are likely to capture the other bigger bonuses that are available as well. So that's your first bonus that's available to you as a fast start qualifier. But let me just talk to you about executive director. Since I have your attention, again, for services that you would now tell people exist anyway, this company will pay you $370 every time a family goes to your website and signs up for these services. Now you qualify monthly for executive director to earn that $370 commission rate. But isn't that powerful? Because if you signed up 5 families a month at that $370 executive director rate, that's $1,850 a month. I think you'd agree that's a pretty reasonable part-time income. For some families, that would be the difference of having a kid in daycare or having one of the spouses not have to work. I'm just saying that like that can change and shift the options and choices that a family makes just by doing that 5 times a month. But what if you did that 5 times a week? That's $96,200. And as Sonora talked about, just like an insurance broker or a real estate broker, you have the ability to earn team overrides as you share not only the services, but the opportunity with other people. And you can earn up to $300 as an executive director. So for example, let's say I'm a new associate on your team and I make a sale and you're my executive director. So I'm earning my $70. I'm excited. The company drops that into my bank account 7 days a week. I'm pumped about that. All of a sudden, I'm launching a new business. I'm excited about my new business. But you as my executive director, you're earning $300 on that same event. Now, look, what if I do that 5 times a month? You're earning over $1,000 in overrides. What if you had 5 of me? What if you had 10 of me? So I hope you're starting to see the power of this. And some of you are saying, well, that doesn't sound like something that is normal or legitimate, but I just want you to think about it. What about the real estate broker in your town? See, the real estate broker has real estate agents. Those real estate agents go out into the community and they help people buy homes, buy their dream homes, so sell homes. You know, they want to downsize because their kids are grown. They're providing real value in the community and they're making a great income doing it. And their broker is also there to support them and getting a small percentage of that activity as well. Same thing in insurance, right? Insurance agents are out in the community protecting businesses, the employees of those businesses, protecting the buildings, the vehicles, all of the equipment of those businesses, protecting the life of the owner, doing a great job and a great service in the community, earning a great income doing it. And not only that, but they have a broker that they're working with that's also earning a great income, helping those agents. It's the same model and you've seen it everywhere. And with our company, we have something called the Wheel of Opportunity, where you can enjoy all these different facets of our business. You can enroll individuals, you can enroll businesses, you can enroll the employees of those businesses through our benefits division, and you can build a team. And we have plans for small business owners, for commercial truck drivers, for firefighters and police officers. We have specialty plans for gun owners. We have plans that allow you to help the local community in ways you probably have never imagined before. And I just want you to know that we have training on all different aspects of our Wheel of Opportunity. But what you need to know is you heard about our Legal Shield and ID Shield flagship products today. But as you peel that onion, there's incredible things we're doing that go beyond the scope of the time we have today. And by the way, what we do is serious work, right? I mean, bringing equal access to equal justice to a community, that's serious. And the income that you just saw is serious, right? You can earn thousands of dollars part-time a month, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year as a career doing this. But also, we do serious work, earn serious income, and love to have fun. So we really have a little bit of balance of everything there. And with our Performance Club program, we have incentive trips and cash bonuses that you can qualify for just by protecting a few families a month. We have a bonus program through Performance Club that allows you to earn up to $500 more per month just by protecting a few families. That's an additional $6,000 a year. You know, when I got started in this business, I had a full-time job delivering furniture during the day, a part-time job working at the mall at night. And between those two jobs and commuting, that was 80 hours a week of my life. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you just were trading time for money and you just didn't have any more time to trade. But that's where I was. But just this one Performance Club program, this incentive earns us more money every month than I earned from that part-time job 20 years ago that I had. So it's powerful. And by the way, also, you can qualify for vacations all over the world. And we're going to do a little break here in a moment. I'm going to come back and do a training for our new associates. And I'm going to share with you some pictures of some of the places that we've been as we've walked the beaches of the world. I'll even share with you the time we get to ride snowmobiles over a glacier. But isn't it powerful that you can have this incredible business where you're making a real impact in communities, helping and serving individuals and families, business owners, and their employees, and the families of those employees as well, feeling good about what you do and making a great income while you do it. Now, you've heard from Sonora Dansley, you've heard from myself as well. I want you to hear from some other business partners of ours. So let me step out of the way, and I'm going to let you hear from a few folks that have been on this journey with us. And I'm going to start by going to the state of Louisiana to Miss Tammy Martin. Tammy?
Well, good evening, everybody. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Well, I'm excited to share with y'all. I actually came from another direct selling company and thought that would be my be all end all. As you know, I'm a very orderly person. I like to have the blueprint in front of me, and I really thought that that's what I was going to do for the rest of my life until Jesus comes back. But unfortunately, you know, life happens and it happens to all of us. And I had to make other decisions because I had to raise my two grandchildren for a little bit. And so when they went back home, I was totally at a loss. But one thing I did learn from this other direct selling company was residual income. And I knew that if I could find something with that would pay me over and over and over. And what Jim was saying about real estate agents is, you know, they sell a house and then that's it. That's it. They have to go sell the next house to have an income. They don't have that residual. Where we work and we get paid over and over and over and over for a lifetime on our residuals. And so I absolutely love that. But you know, I can't lie. I came into Legal Shield for the money. Money was a very huge attraction for me. But you know, this team is like a family, and we're all in it together as teamwork. And I love that. I love being able to do life with these people. You know, the greatest mentors ever. They call you out when you need it, but love you too. And, you know, tell you do a great job when you do a great job, and really push you to be the very best you can be. Personal growth is really, really big. You know, I'm 54 years old, but I say you're never too old to quit learning. And this business has actually been a blessing for me and my family. And I'm just excited to see what the new chapter is going to bring.
Tammy, thank you so much. We're having a blast working with you. And what an incredible coachable sponge you've been as you've been learning this business. So congratulations again. Thanks for sharing with us today. Now let's go. We're going to bounce around the country here in the U.S. Let's go to Ohio to Mr. John Fehrenbach. Now, John has been with us about maybe a year and a half or so. John, I'll let you tell your story, but having a great run here with our incredible company and attracting business partners to his team as well. John, we'd love to hear your story.
Good evening, everybody. Yeah, I started my Legal Shield business a little more than 2 years ago. My past is certainly varied. I've done everything from home remodeling to windshield installation to selling direct mail, and most recently, I was involved in the steel business. And then I thought actually that was going to be my retirement job, and was caught in a layoff due to COVID, as a lot of us have been. When I was introduced to Legal Shield, I had already sat down and written out a number of check boxes that made sense to me if I could find a business that, first off, had some type of recurring value. I saw the subscription services that were out there, and I knew that that would create residual income based on my production efforts this month and carry on into future months and maybe even to future years. I was looking for a product or service that I knew that everybody needed. I saw the value in, and I knew other people would see the value in. And then finally, I needed the business to be simple and duplicatable. I wanted to help other people be successful through a team building effort. Legal Shield certainly hits all those boxes, and the results have been amazing. I continually watch my income grow. And I watch my team grow, not only from a financial basis, but just grow as human beings. And it's been a lot of fun. I truly feel that I'm in business for myself, but not by myself, as witnessed by the folks that you can see on the screen here. And I'm certainly proud to be part of this Legal Shield family. Thank you for your time this evening. Jim, back to you.
Thanks very much, John. And I just love hearing your story. And absolutely, I think we got a lot of folks here that are with us today. You know, they know exactly what they want, and they're looking to see if they can fill those boxes in as well. And I know that we've done that for many people this evening. Let's now go to South Carolina to Miss Venus Powers. Venus.
Hey, thank you, Jim. Yeah, so my story, I came from a technology startup background. So, you know, when you do startup companies and you are in it for the roller coaster ride, you get bought and sold, and you're part of the sale sometimes, and sometimes you're not part of the sale. And, you know, sometimes you're the person who has to tell the other people who are your valued friends and colleagues that they're not coming with you. And that's hard. But what's even harder is that when they make you these promises as a part of your package to move to the new company, and then they lay you off 9 days before about $10,000 in stock options vest. It's, you know, a hard pill to swallow, and you're not really sure how that happened when, you know, 140 other people are laid off on the same day. You can't take it personally, but it hits you personally, you know? So I started a family, and then when my children's father became sick, I found another work from home job, or I found a work from home job, and set myself up to be 100% at home with my children and my husband. And about 6.5 years in, and, you know, 3 years after he passed, they started making bad decisions for their company, and their retention was bad. And the clients that renewed annually or quarterly, you know, didn't renew quarterly or annually anymore. And I just took some time over the past weekend to figure out how much money I actually lost, because I, you know, said it was a $3,000 bonus here or $4,000 bonus there. It was over $9,000 in 1 year that I lost just from their business decisions. And I decided that I needed something different. So I found Legal Shield through 20-minute video. Most of you guys have seen a brief video about the opportunity and someone's story, and you thought, wow, if they can do it, I can do it. And I learned the most important part is that I was in control of my bonuses, of my income, of my advancements and promotion, and, you know, where my life went. And it wasn't someone in a back room deciding whether it was in the budget or not, or whether it was politically correct to move me, keep me, or let me go with the company. And so I found that through this company and through this group of people that you see in this grid view, that I had a family, I had a place I could be, and I truly embraced it. And so I'm grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful for the people who are on this Zoom tonight, and I'm hoping that you become a part of our organization. Thank you, Mr. Tanner and Ms. Dantzler.
Thank you, Venus, very much. And I've got one more voice for you out of the state of Pennsylvania. Let's hear from Cameron Gatlin.
Hello, can you guys hear me good? Let me
Yes.
get okay, awesome. Thank you so much for letting me share. So a little bit about my story prior to Legal Shield. I used to live in California, and right when COVID hit, it kind of shut everything down for me. And I was looking for something new. I was pregnant at the time. My family actually lives here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so that's where I moved to be a little closer to family. As you know, it takes a village to raise a son and a child, and so that's really where it came down to. So when I was ready to get back into the workforce, I wanted to find something that I could be present and I could be home. And this kind of fell into my lap, and I went through the training just like you did, and I watched some of the videos, and I was invited to a meeting like this. And the funny thing is, when I first got started, in my first meeting, I saw Venus on there, and I saw Sonora, and I saw Mr. Tanner, and I was like, oh my gosh, where was this? Is amazing. It moved me. And I was like, I feel like this is where I belong. And I literally been able to make great friendships, lasting friendships with there. And so a little bit fast forward into it now, I kind of predominantly work in the management space, and I get to build relationships, and I get to help other people do the same thing that we're doing and helping change lives, and kind of setting a new path and career goal for themselves. And it's been really nice, and it's been such a blessing to do that. We get to travel all around with a lot of the great team members here. And I've also been able to now, as another promotion in the company, when I've only been in the company for about 1 year and 5 months, is I'm a regional manager. And so now I get to work in a community and really help people grow and share this opportunity with them at the same time. And all doing is being a single mom. So if you don't feel like you can do something, yes, you can. You're in the right spot. You know what I mean? Enjoy yourself. Love it. If you love helping people, you're in the right area. If you love being around a great environment and having space to really grow and have a different career path, this is it. And you definitely have support. And that's one thing that I can say that I enjoy about everybody here. Is doesn't matter who they are, where you're living at, what state you're from, they are here to support you, and they will drop anything at the moment just to make sure that you are okay. And that is a family. That's what we're about. And so thank you so much for letting me share. I'm excited for everyone in your new journey here. And I love you guys.
Cameron, thank you so much. And listen, we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna take a quick break here in a second. I'm gonna tell you what to do next. But Sonora started with this slide, right? 5 areas to evaluate. If you're gonna put your energy, time, as you see, so many of us put our heart and soul into this business. If you're gonna put your energy and focus into something, well, you've got to have these 5 areas in place. You got to have a company that's rock solid, not a company that's here today and gone tomorrow, not empty promises, but real results. And you've got that. 51 plus years in business, a $1 billion company that was started from need, not from greed. And you have to have a need in the marketplace. Let me ask you a question. Do you know anybody that feels like they've been pushed around, treated unfairly, that their voice is not heard, that they have to constantly complain because they can't get any satisfaction? Of course, we all see that everywhere we go. And there's a product here with Legal Shield and ID Shield that answers these 2 pounding problems in the community: access to justice, voice and advocacy for the masses, and of course, experts on your side when it comes to protecting your good name, your brand in the market, your identity, and knowing what to do when the criminals come for it. So we've got all of that. You've got compensation second to none. We're talking about 1-year advance commission, which means that you don't have to go to the bank with a business plan and beg for money. You don't need angel investors and give away part of your business. You're funded on day 1 with 1-year advance commission, and you own your book of business, which means that every member that stays on the books, you are compensated for the lifetime of that member. The fact is that I have people that I signed up when I got started in this business now nearly 20 years ago, and they have been members since, every month, every year, now every decade, getting paid again and again on something I did one time. And what about the timing? Well, your timing is impeccable, because it wasn't the right time to get started when our pioneers and founders got started, when they had to blaze a trail through the jungle and create the opportunity that we have today. Now is the right time. You can become an associate for only $49 in the month of August. You can start this business part-time, really spare time. You can work from home, and really you can work from anywhere. With our technology, You can run this business now from the palm of your hand on your own smartphone. You're creating a residual book of business that's willable to your estate. That's legacy income. That's income that's available to you for the lifetime of every membership, not for your lifetime or mine. We have training classes to get you started. You've probably been to presentations like this where you've heard that people were going to help you, only to find out that what you really got was a pep talk and maybe some brochures, go get them, Tiger, right? That's not how it works here. We rise together. The mission is clear and the purpose is strong. Equal access to equal justice is why we do this business. Creating more winners and more income opportunity for all is part of our focus. And so we make sure that we all rise together with training classes to get you started right, ongoing training to help you stay on the right track. We align you with personal mentors, people that are going to work with you day to day as you're growing yourself and you're growing your business. You get all of that in a business you can start for only $49. And as I mentioned, this is a limited time situation. It ends at the end of the month of August. This is actually less than our administrative costs as a company to get you set up as an associate. So as we're wrapping up, we're going to go to a break here. Here's what I want you to do. Get back to the person that invited you, and they'll text you their website link if they're not next to you. If they are next to you, high five them or hug them, because that's what I would do, because this business allows you to change your life. And I am so grateful that when that door was open to me in February of 2004, I walked through it. So get back to the person that invited you. They'll give you their website link. You can enroll as a member, also become an associate. So get the services, protect yourself and your family if you have one, and also join us on the mission as an associate. And then come back here after this 5-minute break, and I'm going to teach you how to get started the right way in this business. Listen, I won't brag about myself about anything except this one thing. I know how to get somebody started right and started fast. And we don't have to wait weeks or months like we used to in the old days. We have the ability to get you started today, 5 minutes from now. So get back to the person that invited you. They're going to give you the website link. It takes 3 minutes to get enrolled. Come back in 5 minutes and I'll walk you through exactly what you need to know to get started in the business. You don't have to leave the Zoom. I'm going to leave the Zoom room open. Just come back when you're ready 5 minutes from now and we'll get you rolling. And thanks to all the folks that helped contribute to our training today. We'll see you in 5 minutes. All right, welcome back. Come on back in. Some of you are you're watching the screen and you're saying, well, it's still spinning. No more music. No more Journey. Listen, I could listen to that all night. We're not going to do that. All right, come on back in. We're glad to have you here. What I was about to say was that that some of you are looking at a confirmation screen and you're saying, well, it's still kind of spinning. It's okay. You're fine. You and I are going to be able to do this getting started training together while that information is processing. So you're not going to need to log into anything. You're not going to need your associate ID number. I just want you to stick with me because I got 7 minutes with you here and I'm going to go through this quickly. But as we get started, I'm going back to the chat. I've got the chat on the screen above me. I see this Sonora. Of course, you know, she's in Colorado. Hey, great job. Give me a 1 in the chat for Sonora Danzler for a great job helping me present our incredible company and our incredible business and our flagship products, Legal Shield and ID Shield. We love you, Sonora. Thank you so much for helping us with that. And you see the ones light up. We got folks joining us again from across the map. So well, I'm going to get you started here. Here's what I want you to know as we get started. You're joining this company at the right time. So today we have more than 700 ring earners and about a 300 millionaire club members. And I'm going to share with you what that is. So ring earner, let me start with that. Our company has this program. It's a recognition program of 12 rings, and I don't have mine within reach, but it looks like a Super Bowl ring or a class ring, and it's a recognition of having earned anywhere from $50,000 in a 12-month period to $1 million plus in a 12-month period. And there's 12 levels in that program, and it's any 12 months. I just want to make sure that that's clear. So it's not January to December. Because, you know, obviously a lot of you are starting today, it's August. You're saying, well, I have to wait a whole year. No, it's any 12-month period. In this next 12 months or less, if you earn $50,000 or more, you will get the $50,000 ring. That's the first of our 12 rings. And we have a ring at $100,000 in a 12-month period, $150,000 in a 12-month period, $200,000 in a 12-month period. And it goes on at these $100,000 increments, 300, 400, 500, and so forth. And by the way, we have a brand new $700,000 ring earner, Mr. Cliff Malloy out of New York. Congratulations, Cliff. We have a brand new $1 million in a single year ring earner, Miss Elizabeth Gardner. Congratulations, Miss Gardner. And so we have success happening all around us. And I just want you to know, it's important for you to know that people are earning these rings at every level, because companies that you've seen or you've looked at or you've been a part of have these great recognition programs, but no one's ever achieved the recognition. We have actually a situation in our company where historically we've had people that ran so fast that they accomplished things that we had to come up with recognition names and levels to call it because they move so quickly. And we have that here with our 12 ring program. So whether you're here to earn $50,000 up to $1 million or beyond that in a single year, you'll be joining the ranks of people who've already accomplished it. Now, let's talk about Millionaire Club members. This is folks that have earned at least $1 million in their career with our company. And some of these 300 families that I'm a part of, some of these 300 families have earned $1 million in their career with our company. Some have earned $2 or $3 million in their career. Some have earned $5 or $10 million. Some have earned $15 or $20 million as Millionaire Club members. We have a brand new $3 million club member, Mr. Marty Galano. So we have folks that have earned incredible income. As a matter of fact, we recently celebrated folks that have earned $40 million in their careers with our company. So again, you're joining this company at the right time because success is happening all around you. I want to share with you one more number, 30,000. There are 30,000 of our associates that are earning monthly residual income. In America, about 5% of the citizens earn any form of passive residual income. 95% of the citizens do not. So just in our company, 30,000 people are earning monthly residual income. That's powerful. And the reason I share that with you is because when you ask your friends and family and neighbors, most of them are part of the 95%. I was part of the 95% before I joined this company. So I never even heard of residual income until I did. And when I did, I started looking for ways that I could earn it. And that's how I discovered this company. Maybe some of you, your story is similar. But there's 30,000 of our Legal Shield associates, our friends and co-workers, our business partners that are earning residual income every single month in this business because they protected a few people or a few dozen people, maybe a few hundred people, some maybe a few thousand or thousands of people. And they're earning monthly residual income in connection with that. And now here's Mr. Darnell Self. And I only have a few more minutes with you. So I just want to share with you what you're getting started. My assignment to you is. So this is Mr. Darnell Self. He's our Executive Vice President of Network and Business Development. Here's his quote. You see it on the screen. Everyone has a day one, just like you. Here's what that means. Every one of those 700 ring earners, every one of those 300 Millionaire Club member families, every one of those 30,000 associates earning residual income started exactly where you are right now. And you are at a crossroads. And this is why I wanted to have some time with you before you go. You are at a crossroads, whether you realize it or not. Here's the crossroads. Here's the intersection you find yourself at. People are going to go in one of two ways. I'm going to tell you the way not to go. That's going to be the first one I described to you. But some of you are going to do this. I still love you. We can still be friends. But here's what some people are going to do. They're going to say, I got to go my own way. This is what some people are going to say. They're going to say, I got to do this my own way. I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm going to do it my way. I don't care about your 51 years. I don't care about all of your success. I'm going to show you how I would do it. That's one way you can do this. Problem with that, though, if I have to be totally honest, and I'm going to be, is I've never seen anybody succeed doing that. It just hasn't happened. And I've been here almost 20 years. You think there'd be one or two that could have broke the mold, but it just hasn't happened yet. But there's another path. And here's the other path. There's a path where people go and they say, listen, this is a company that's been around for 50 years. It started from Harlan Stonecipher's kitchen table. They took it to a $30 million campus in rural Oklahoma. They took it to the American Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, to Mid-Ocean Partners, $650 million, to Stone Point Capital, $1 billion company, billions of dollars in equity. This is a company serving millions of customers today. I just want to do what you already know how to do. Let me just go do that. That's the crossroads. The crossroads is I'm going to do it my own way and figure out a different way, which, by the way, it's not a different way. It's just all the ways other people have tried that don't work. Or you go down the path that is well beaten by the pioneers and the founders and the successful people in our company. And that's the choice you have today. So I'm only going to talk about one path, because if you're going to do it your own way, there's really nothing else I have to say about that, except when you're ready to do it our company's way, we will be here for you. We still love you, and we're ready to show you the way. But for the rest of you that just want to follow in the footsteps of the people who came before you, this is exactly how you do it. I want you to screenshot this. This is called PPLSI firststep.com. And what we've done is we've put together a website with several videos on it to help you launch your business. And I'm just going to go real quick because I'm already over the top of the hour. I'm going to go super fast through what you're going to see on the website because I want to preview it for you, because I do not want you to leave this Zoom and say, I'm going to get to it later. So I'm going to sell you on it. but someone will put into the chat the URL. You can see I put a QR code on the page. You can just point your camera phone at that, and that'll work as well. But this is available in English, Spanish, and French. I want you to see this. So it's going to start with a quick message from Mr. Self. Mr. Self earns $1 million plus a year doing this. He is a 2-time Black Chamber of Commerce Award winner. He is an incredible speaker and motivator, coach, and mentor. As a matter of fact, he has touched all of the lives of every Millionaire Club member, of every ring earner. He has put his hand and his voice into the businesses of everyone who's succeeded. He's going to share some words with you. Then you're going to hear from Miss April Hurst. She's going to talk to you about some pragmatic skills like making your list. You're going to hear from David and Liz LeCue. They're also going to share with you some skills you need to know, like how to communicate to people. We call it scripts, but really it's just like, what are the words that captivate people to make them say, hey, I want to take a look at this. By the way, somebody shared some of those words with you, and that's why you took a look. We're going to show you the words that work. We call it scripts, but it's just the words that work. And by the way, Dave and Liz are Millionaire Club members as well. This is Mr. Don Thompson. He's the president of our network division. He's going to talk to you about how to register for our Fast Start class. So we have a 1-2 punch to help you launch your business. First step, which is the videos I'm showing you now. And then the companion to that is a classroom over Zoom, a classroom experience called Fast Start class. And Fast Start class is going to be what Mr. Thompson talks about. Our goal, by the way, is not to sign you up. As I said in the presentation, the cost for you to start this business that you just joined is actually, you paid less than our cost as a company. So you joining the business is not a profit center for us. You know, there's companies like that where it's like $500, $5,000, $20,000 to join, because that's how the company makes money. That's their business. You joining is not how we make this business work. You being in action and having success is how we make this business work. So all of our efforts and energy is focused on helping you succeed. So we want to help you get your first success. We call it a belief check. We want to get you paid and promoted. Paid for signing up a customer, signing up a few customers, and promoted by getting you Fast Start qualified. And Mr. Thompson will talk about that, and he'll even direct you on how to register for your Fast Start class. And then the last video you're going to see is from Daniel Gonzalez. Don't skip this video. So many people mess this up. Don't skip this video. Here's why. Mr. Gonzalez, who, by the way, is a $50,000 ring earner. He's bilingual, and he oversees our Legal Shield and Espanol efforts. But he's going to walk you through the technology piece of our business. So he's going to teach you how to download the mobile apps. Now we have the customer-facing apps. Now you're a customer, right? I'm a customer, you're a customer. We own Legal Shield and ID Shield for ourselves and our families. Well, you want those apps on your phone so you can use your plan and develop stories about how you used your plan and develop conviction, having felt what it's like to be a member. Well, he's going to help you with that. But we also have an app called Prospect, and Prospect is going to blow your mind. It's like having the power of a Fortune 500 company in the palm of your hand. It's all of the marketing tools you could ever imagine and a whole bunch of things you would never have imagined. And it's going to allow you to run your business anywhere. Anywhere you can connect to the internet, anywhere your cell phone works, you're going to be able to run your business. You know what that means? It means that you're not going to have to be home, although home would be better than an office. You're not going to have to be in an office. You're not going to have to be home. You're going to be able to live your life. You're going to be able to take the kids to school, pick them up after school. You're going to be able to wrap your business around your busy life because of our technology. And so I want to make sure that you know about that and you take action on that. And the last thing I want to say as I'm wrapping up is, because I was saying, and again, I'm out of time, but I was saying when I did this slide that I would share with you a few stories about Performance Club and these trips. I'm from a small town, Rutland, Vermont, small town, small state. And I saw the world growing up through magazines and television. I mean, that's how I saw the world. But I have an 8-year-old daughter, and she's had a completely different lifestyle. Whereas I went on an airplane for the first time in my 20s, got my passport in my 30s. She's been traveling the world because of Legal Shield and these Performance Club trips. So I don't know if trips for you and your family is important to you. Like, I don't know if you've promised your family that you could give them experiences and only to have felt frustrated you couldn't. But here she is at 1 year old. There was a series of these trips where they correlated with her birthday. So at her first birthday, we went to Moon Palace in Cancun. all expenses paid by Legal Shield, no expenses spared. And that's where we celebrated her birthday. And has she been on an airplane? Absolutely. Does she have a passport? Of course. She's having a completely different life. Here she is at 2 years old at Atlantis in the Bahamas. Atlantis is a place where they're actually not an all-inclusive resort, but they made our experience all-inclusive, which meant that every restaurant we went to, every place we had food or drinks or fun, we actually had to sign and charge it to our room. And then you would see when you went to your room at the end of the night, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars charged to your room. And then when we woke up every morning, it was zeroed back out because Legal Shield paid those bills for us at Atlantis in the Bahamas. Here's all of my daughter with her friend Timber Mosley, a $150,000 ring earner from Mississippi and Arkansas. And Timber and her are fast friends. And this is them in Montego Bay, Jamaica on a performance club trip, having a blast and dancing at one of the receptions. And then I just thought I'd show you a couple of shots of some of the places they have us stay. So this is in Cabo San Lucas. That's the view out of our hotel room. That's the view out of everybody's room. We all had an ocean view. We all had hot tubs on our balconies. It was just incredible. And that was a brand new resort. We were actually the first guests to stay at that resort in Cabo San Lucas. And here's Iceland, where we drove snowmobiles over a glacier. We toured Reykjavik and saw all the sights of Reykjavik. We went out and we went to the Blue Lagoon, to the spas. We drove forward these big trucks, these big Land Rover trucks over the volcano fields and just had a blast in Iceland. Here's Maui, Hawaii. Of course, all of our hearts with Maui today, but we were there a couple of years ago in Maui, Hawaii, and we got to experience the beauty and the people and the culture of Maui, Hawaii. And here's Olive with all the other kids at a luau, all these Legal Shield kids, traveling the world together, learning together, growing up together. And we want you to walk the beaches of the world with us. Here we are. We just got back from Puerto Vallarta. And by the way, you're probably wondering, well, what's next? You can join us. We're going back to Montego Bay, Jamaica. We were there in 2017. We're coming back there next year. And those of you that are getting started with us right now can qualify to join us in Montego Bay next year. But that's all of it at one of the receptions in Puerto Vallarta. That's the shot outside of our hotel room window in Puerto Vallarta, where we just came back from a couple weeks ago. We want you to come with us on these journeys. Real people are winning in this business. And your story is the next one we're going to tell. So let's get your business started the right way and right away. And I'm going to leave this slide up. I just want to, again, say thank you to everybody that joined us this evening. I know I went a little over. I appreciate all of the testimonials from my business partners, Sonora Danzler leading us off today. And for those of you especially, I want to congratulate those of you that got started during our break today. For those of you especially, as you join this mission, I want to say congratulations and welcome to Legal Shield. Good night, everybody.